So, have you ever looked at a company and just wondered, what is it that makes them truly great? It's almost never just about having some brilliant strategy on paper. It's about having the right engine to actually drive it. And today, we're going to look at exactly that, a powerful leadership approach that's part of a bigger framework for operational excellence, and how it can be the engine that transforms an entire organization right from the ground up. All right, let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? A company rolls out this big, bold new plan. There's all this excitement and energy, but fast forward a year and, well, not much has really changed. The goals are messed, the momentum's gone. It's an incredibly common and honestly frustrating problem. So, what's the missing piece of the puzzle here? Well, it turns out the answer is usually hiding in plain sight. It's the culture. This quote from Procter& Gamble's playbook just nails it. Culture isn't some soft, fuzzy, nice-to-have thing. No way. It's this invisible, powerful force that actually determines whether your best-laid plans are going to fly or just completely fall flat. Okay, so if culture is the secret sauce, how in the world do you build the right one? That question brings us to the core philosophy behind a framework that has created billions. Yeah, billions with a B in value by doing just that. It's called the Integrated Work System, or IWS for short. And believe it or not, it all starts with two incredibly simple but really powerful numbers. So first, what exactly is IWS? Think of it as a total strategy for an organization. It's not just focused on one thing. Instead, it's all about weaving everything together. Your people, your processes, your tech, and of course, that all-important culture. And the whole thing is built on two simple but pretty radical ideas, the power of zero and the power of 100. Let's start with zero. What's that about?
Zero stands for the zero loss mindset. And listen, this is way more than just cutting a few costs here and there. It is a relentless, almost obsessive focus on hunting down and eliminating anything that doesn't add value. We're talking about defects, downtime, inefficiencies, even untapped human talent. It's all about methodically getting rid of every single bit of waste. And that, of course, brings us to the other side of the coin, 100. 100 represents 100% ownership. And folks, this is the real cultural game changer. This is the core belief that making things better isn't just the manager's job, it's everyone's job. In this kind of system, every single person, from the front line all the way up to the C-suite, is empowered and feels a deep sense of responsibility for improving their part of the business. They stop being just employees and they start becoming owners. So, okay, you've got these two amazing goals, zero loss and 100% ownership. But how do you get there? How do you make that real? Well, the answer is leadership. In the IWS world, leadership isn't just another box to check. It is the dynamic, driving force that ignites the entire system. But we're talking about a very specific kind of leadership here, servant leadership. This idea completely flips the traditional corporate pyramid on its head. See, instead of the team existing to serve the leader exists to serve the team. Their number one job is to add value by supporting, coaching, and clearing roadblocks so their people can win. And this chart just lays out the difference so clearly. In traditional systems, you've got top-down orders, problems get hidden, and leaders just manage employees. IWS leadership is the total opposite. It's all about bottom-up ideas from the people who actually do the work. It sees challenges, not as problems, but as opportunities to get better. And it doesn't just manage people, it focuses every single day on empowering them to become true owners. It's a massive shift in how you think about work. Now, this might all sound a little abstract, but IWS makes it super practical. It actually breaks down servant leadership into a clear playbook, 7 specific, core actions that leaders need to take. Let's dig into what those are. Okay, so here's the playbook. First, leaders have to translate that big corporate vision into clear, concrete standards. This is so important because it lets every single employee see how their daily work actually helps hit the main goals. Second, they set daily priorities. This gives everyone a unified direction so no one's wasting time or effort. Third, leaders are responsible for building their team's skills. They don't just hope people get better, they actively coach them to deliver great results. Fourth, they get in the trenches with their teams to eliminate losses, digging down to the root cause so the same problems don't just keep popping up. Fifth, they live and breathe servant leadership. They're out on the floor, observing, coaching, celebrating, and helping their teams become totally self-sufficient. Sixth, they intentionally design the organization so that every single person can have a predictable, productive day. And finally, they use digital tools not to micromanage, but to arm their teams with real data, replacing guesswork with facts. Every single one of these actions builds that culture of ownership. So, what happens when leaders are consistently doing all 7 of these things? Well, the transformation is pretty incredible. The entire organization starts to shift into what's called a high-performing state.
And what does that actually look and feel like? It's a place that is buzzing with collaboration and real accountability because everyone feels like an owner. It's a culture where getting better every day isn't some special project. It's just the way we do things around here. But maybe the most powerful part is that it creates an environment where people actually genuinely love to work. Because when your day is productive and you feel empowered to make a real difference, work becomes incredibly fulfilling.
And if you need any proof that this stuff actually works, here you go. The decade-long partnership between P&G and EY to roll out this very system delivered a staggering $15 billion in value. This is not a theory. It is a proven engine that creates massive, tangible results. So to wrap this all up, it really leaves us with one critical question to ask ourselves. I want you to think about your own organization, or maybe your own team. Is your leadership style just managing employees and creating a culture of compliance? Or is it truly empowering people, building that 100% ownership mindset and creating a team of dedicated owners? Because the answer to that question could be the difference between a strategy that just sits on a shelf and one that actually changes the game.